Hello and welcome back. This is going to be a 200 word per minute literary dictation, Gaining a Leash on Life, Part 7. Okay, and we will begin. Is Eden to be found as you sit on the hillside or in rolling down a hill? Perhaps your joy is to be delivered not only in the spring rain, but in a childlike romp through a sprinkler or by squishing mud through your toes. Maybe life's entertainment will be found in watching ants tirelessly maintaining their colony, or a spider weaving its magic, or a butterfly gracefully visiting blooms of varying colors. No matter how big or how old, hillsides beckon, as does the sprinkler, the mud, and the magic of all life's creatures. Trying a new perspective. Mr. Tagone provides us with the following suggestion. Do not say it is morning and dismiss it with the name of yesterday. See it for the first time as a newborn child that has no name. See it for the first time. Wow, if only we could. It is not important for us to change our day. We really don't need to try to make something happen. The task is simply to encounter whatever comes our way differently, as if seeing it for the first time. Take this week and try it. Just imagine that you stepped into each day this week as if it were your first or your last. Really, take a moment and try to get into the perspective of a person who is new to your daily experiences. Or, if it is easier, imagine that today will be your last opportunity to ever experience all that is presented during the course of this, your typical day. Now, how would the shower feel? How would the warmth of the sun or the crispness of the air be received? Would your greeting of good morning have any more meaning? And would you reflect before responding to the question, how are you? How might you savor each moment if you accepted it was a moment not to be reclaimed? There are so many opportunities to embrace, to enjoy, and to find peace in life's simplicities, if only we take the time, make the room, and are open to them. Regardless of how long it has been since you last sat on a hillside in a glorious afternoon, the truth is the hillside remains, as does the glorious afternoon. All that is missing is you. Acceptance. Life is 10% what you make it, and 90% how you take it. Bud has a cousin named Gus. Gus is a 5-year-old Jack Russell Terrier. Needless to say, Gus is a bit energetic, but it is wonderful to watch them together. There is Bud, stretched out, enjoying the warmth of an afternoon sun, and along comes Gus, prodding, taunting, almost pleading for Bud to play. After a few unsuccessful attempts to ignore the playful pup, and with a sense of obligatory family duty, Bud will slowly rise, stretch, first the front, then the back legs, and then he sets off on a wild chase. It is amazing. 14 years old, and yet he still has bursts of speed and agility reflective of his youth. But he is not young, he knows that. His preparatory stretch reveals that awareness and acceptance of his changing body. Further, his rapid return to that comfortable spot in the sun, and it is a clear statement that Bud can relish the joys of aging. Bud is aware of his changes, his needs, his self. In the previous section, you were challenged to look deep. You were asked to take time to look very closely, very deeply at yourself, at others, and even at the world that surrounds you. Hopefully you did. Hopefully you discovered or rediscovered many new things about yourself that close to you and that world about you. But for some of us, looking deeply and becoming aware is like using one of those wonderful makeup mirrors. You know the ones. On one side is a regular mirror, but on the other side is a mirror that magnifies everything tenfold. Looking into that side of the mirror certainly makes you aware. While at first your gaze may be directed simply to the evenness of your makeup, or to the gentle curve of an eyebrow, or perhaps the length of a sideburn, but the magnification shows everything. It highlights each line, wrinkle, and discoloration. The characteristics of your face all seem to shout for attention, and for some of us, this awareness is responded to with an ouch. But why would you respond to the sight of your wrinkles, your lines, your moles, or even your warts with an ouch? This is you. This is how you look. This is how you are at this point in time. That's not an ouch, it's you. Now that you have increased your awareness of what is, it is time to increase your acceptance of all that is. Such acceptance, as you will see, does not mean wholesale approval. It does not mean you need to roll over and simply surrender. No, change is allowed. But even for those things you wish to change, the first step is to accept and embrace that which is. Remember, life is 90% how you take it. So your choice is simple. You can lament the fact that you no longer have the energy nor the agility to race about as you once did, or you can accept the truth that you can be playful for a brief time and then relish the enjoyment of stretching out in the warmth of the sun. That's acceptance, and it can be great. Just ask Bud. The lessons to follow will help you guide your acceptance of what is, and in doing so help you to see the value in what is, which will help create what will soon be. Dogma 5. This is me. If one is a greyhound, why try to look like a Pekingese? Okay, this will be the end of part 7, and I will see you in part 8.